can't hear you.
All right. Good morning, Mohawk, and happy Tuesday. It's an absolute pleasure to be here this morning. I am Kevin Byers, owner and operator of Iron Maid Gym, and I love mornings. I graduated from Mohawk in 2004 and attended Slippery Rock through 2008, where I studied business marketing and management. I founded Iron Maid Gym, and its doors first opened on April 8th in 2009. I grew up working on a farm and continued manual labor until 2011. I also worked at Columbiana Boiler Company for 5 years as assistant product manager, selling galvanizing kettles all over the world. I obtained my personal trainer's license from the National Gym Association in 2016. Today, I was asked by Mrs. Lutz to speak on passion, more specifically, how to create a business from your passion. Thank you, Mrs. Lutz, for this opportunity. Spending time with youth is very close to my heart. It is said, a fool never learns. A smart man learns from those around him, and a wise man learns from those who came before him. It is my hope that you learn from my experience. After graduating from Slippery Rock in 2009, and going on many interviews, I remember talking to a friend and saying, I just want a 9-to-5 job. Is that too much to ask? Every job I had been considering was a sales position that involved door-to-door contact and crazy hours. What I was looking for was stability and a paycheck. My first sales job was working at the Grove City Outlets, and my first day was Black Friday. My original life plan was to be in the NBA, so after that didn't work out, I figured I should probably come up with a plan B. Let's just say after pulling an all-nighter to assist customers on Black Friday who were not in the best of moods, and made me seriously reconsider my next plan. I stuck it out for 6 months, and I learned a great deal, mainly how to interact with customers in a variety of situations. Going through this experience, I had a decision to make. I could follow the path that others were telling me, or I could create my own. As Joe Donnelly says, you can either be the CEO of your life or life's employee. A shift in my life had to take place in order for me to find my passion. At this point, I'd been working in an office for 5 years, as well as running Iron Maid for 7 years. I decided what direction I wanted my life to go. Through 5 years of prayer and hard work, everything came together. Only one thing remained. I had to say yes and take action. The hardest part. As Mark Twain says, the secret to getting ahead is to get started. Action is everything. This meant me giving up my stable hours and reliable paycheck and comfort to not only run Iron Maid full-time, but being a personal trainer. A motto I began to adopt was to get comfortable being uncomfortable. Who believes the quote, if you love what you do, you'll never work a day in your life? Yeah? I can only speak from experience, but I believe this is one of the biggest lies society preaches. Sorry. On a Sunday, I find myself hitting up to 115 hours of work for the week. Weekly tasks at Iron Maid include cleaning, maintenance of equipment, supplement and apparel inventory, payment of recording and updated membership dues, laundry, payment of rent and utilities, scheduling of clients and trainers, creating workout itinerary, scheduling of clients and trainers, and also meeting with potential new clients and customers. We also try to attend an event that each one of our clients is involved in. This season of my life taught me so many things. One, nothing is possible without a solid support system. I am forever grateful for my wife, who encouraged me the entire time, walking hand in hand with me because we had the shared vision, and for my family, who helped me start the business in the first place. Two, if I didn't believe in my vision of building a personal training business, why would I be working all these insane hours? Three, I believe that when you find your passion, you will in fact be working harder than you ever have, because the more you give of yourself, the more fulfilled you become. When you stand at the crossroads of a decision in your life, whether big or small, treat it the same. Ask yourself, does this move me towards my goals? Remember, you can do anything, but you have to live with the consequences. And you can do everything, just not at the same time. When you are faced with fear, as Blake Leeper says, you can forget everything and run, or face everything and rise. Evaluate, then act. I operated Iron Maid for 7 years before I really believe I found my passion. Before, I would say I had a passion for lifting. I was originally drawn to weight training because I was always one of the smallest kids. I understood the human body is the ultimate adaptation machine, and I wanted to mold myself into somebody different. Seeing the success I had encouraged me to equip others to do the same. It wasn't until I decided to do what I swore I would never do, personally train people one-on-one, is when I really found a passion. As I said in the beginning, I enjoy serving youth, which is a passion of mine. I believe being involved in youth ministry for 10 years, as well as serving customers at Iron Maid, has often pushed me past my introverted personality. I flirt with the line of extrovert because it is very uncomfortable. Being up here, quite frankly, is terrifying, which is the exact reason I chose to do it. I've competed in bodybuilding competitions for 10 years, wearing nothing but a Speedo, so you'd think being fully clothed, this would be a little easier. The most rewarding part of my career is the privilege of listening to others in two regards. One, learning what the customer wants to accomplish and setting them on the path for success. Two, getting to know the actual person. You'll be surprised how many times I've heard the phrase, "No one ever talks to me like this," or "I've never told anyone this, but..." I believe you can tell a lot by a person by genuinely asking how they are doing and how their day is, and seeing how honest and in-depth they respond. Their character is further deepened if they ask you the same question with a genuine wonderment. Reflecting on high school, I wonder if taking an anatomy class or exercise science class early on in my education would have set me on a quicker path. Understanding how the human body reacts to the stress of training and the correct movements to implement is essential. I am grateful for the accounting classes I took. Being capable of budgeting your finances is a great life skill to have, and one that I have been able to expand upon being a business owner. As I have entered the next season of my life, I have implemented some strategies I think will serve you well. It starts with a changed mindset, fixed versus growth. Carol Dweck states, in a fixed mindset, people believe their basic qualities, like intelligence or talent, are fixed traits. They spend their time documenting their intelligence or talent instead of developing them. They also believe that talent alone creates success without effort. This should empower you because it states that you and you alone are in direct control of your development. Develop your self-narrative. What is the story you tell yourself daily that defines you to your core? My self-narrative is that I am perfectly imperfect. I am a devoted husband and father. I am a learner. I serve others with a joyful, enthusiastic zeal. Tom Bilyeu has a strategy called Not Yet. Think of the things you struggle with and place the word yet after it. I am not a quick learner yet. I am not in shape yet. Ask your peers and your family for constructive criticism. I'm warning you, this is very hard. You have to be able to separate the message from the messenger, knowing it comes from a place of love. As Leo Tolstoy said, everybody thinks of changing the world, but nobody thinks of changing themselves. Practice empathy and gratitude. When you're interacting with others, put yourself in their position. Really feel where they are coming from, and perhaps most importantly, listen. As Peter Diamandis says, the best way to predict the future is to create it yourself. When was the last time you fully immersed yourself in something? Because that is what success is going to demand of you. Not knowing everything, but stepping out in faith. Walk with your head up. The world is passing you by if you continually stare at the ground. You will never find time. You must make it. Prioritize. Find people online who publish influential content and follow their journey. Watching interviews, listening to podcasts, and participating in live events are great ways to get involved. I would love to assist you in any way I can. Iron Maid Gym is found on all the social media platforms, including our website. I post exercises, quotes, nutrition ideas, and book suggestions. Simply reach out. Find what you are good at, or what you want to be good at, and get so good they can't ignore you. What is your golden purpose? What are you best at, and what do you love doing? What is something that you can do that adds the world value? As Nelson Mandela said, education is the most powerful weapon we can use to change the world. Begin to read. Develop this habit. Do so to acquire a set of skills that move you closer towards your goal. One of the best lessons I have ever learned and implemented in my life was to live life with your hands open. When you live life with them closed, sure, you hold on to whatever you have, whether it's money, talent, friends, but you can't let anything else in. Live life with your hands open, allowing you to freely give and receive. Be generous with your time and finances. You don't have problems, you have puzzles. View this as a challenge. People will treat you exactly how you let them. Don't be a doormat for other people to step on. Win the morning. This is why I love mornings. I do my best to set myself up for success that carries me with momentum throughout the day. Naveen Jain said, don't worry whether or not you lead a horse to water, it will drink. Instead, worry about making the horse thirsty. This made me take a step back and view my clients. If someone isn't performing up to par, what motivates them to get to the gym in the first place? Be mindful. Someone is always looking up to you. Somebody is always watching. Carry yourself with dignity. I don't believe there are lazy people. There are just people with uninspiring goals. So dig deep. Try new things. Live life with your hands open. Find the line bordering uncomfortable and overwhelming and live there. And when the world says you failed, view it as another stepping stone to success. If the job you want doesn't exist, go create it. By implementing these strategies, you will indeed find your passion, sometimes simply by the process of elimination. Develop your self-narrative and build your self-confidence on solid ground so that nobody or nothing can shake you. Through the process of defining you, walk humbly, serve with gratitude, and start with action. As Joseph Campbell says, the privilege of a lifetime is being who you are. Now go, pursue your passion, and you just might find your purpose. Thank you.